got to a point in the show just after the BMX act and I could feel I couldn't breathe properly. I just was short of breath. My voice had changed and I was, I guess, delirious.
Let's back up a bit.
Heading up to Woodford, leaving Coffs, had a lovely time here. Went for an amazing drive to the river where I grew up rafting, the Nimboida River. That was spectacular.
You can see all the trees have been ravaged by fire and they're all growing back. We're heading down to the junction. That's the spot where it's the junction of the Little Nimboida River and the Nimboida River. The Nimboida River is a famous whitewater rafting river in Australia. I grew up paddling down this river in canoes, kayaks and rafts.
And now heading for Brisbane, Woodford tomorrow. Oh my goodness, it's looking so black out there. The camera doesn't really do it justice. So stormy. That's awesome. It just got so dark so quickly. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's getting darker. And it's just almost continuous lightning. Well, that was disappointing.
Woodford is a folk festival. Well, it's a place where the folk festival is held, the Woodford Folk Festival, and it's the largest folk festival in the Southern Hemisphere, and people come from all over the world to be here, to perform here. It's an amazing place. I got to perform my show here. We arrived the day before the festival opened for our time on stage, our technical rehearsal. So I'm just warming up, getting used to the stage, getting used to the venue. We're adjusting the lights, setting the sound, just generally getting the vibe of the place.
These four lights come down in intensity, similar to what we just did. Yeah, that's good.
One thing that might not be apparent is how different it is when you're riding under lights compared to when you're riding outside. So under lights, you kind of get blinded and you might stack.
Well, that was absolutely insane. Before the show had even started, I was drenched in sweat. It was 34 degrees, 35 degrees-ish, whatever that is in Fahrenheit. In the circus tent, it was even hotter. And then once all the audience came in, it was just diabolical in this humidity. Holy guacamole, I've never experienced anything like that before. Got to a point in the show just after the BMX act and I could feel I couldn't breathe properly. I just was short of breath. My voice had changed and I was, I guess, delirious. I was going through the motions. I'm sure I forgot a whole part of the show. I was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna fall over now or soon. I stopped in the show and just went, I've got to have another drink. Then went up to the fan and stood in front of the fan for a few moments because I was like, I have to stop, I have to have a break and just not do anything and let my body try and recover as much as it can so I can continue with the show. And standing up on the handlebars. I just did it first go because I just wanted to get to the end of the show, and I did the show and everyone loved it. It was awesome. It was just weird putting no energy into the show and trying hard not to fall over and trying hard to just maintain some sense of dignity, I guess. Bumped into some people while I was walking around, and one chap came up to me and just said, you brought a tear to my eye. I love the show. It's changed my life's direction. And I'm like, that's pretty awesome. And he said, yeah, there are a few people around me that had a bit of a tear in their eye as well. I'm like, cool, tick off that checkbox, because I think that's the most difficult thing to do, is to make somebody cry. It's easy to make the audience laugh, but to make the audience cry means that they're connected to you and they can feel something. But it took me a long time to recover, and I was sitting in the shade all day and I drank so much water.
The first show with live musicians, we got through it and the audience loved it.